Bezat Hashem, tomorrow it's going to be Gimel Tammuz. So tonight some people have a custom to light candles. Lechvod the Tzaddik Rebbe Milubavitch. Gimel Tammuz is tomorrow. So today, some people have a custom before the Shabat will start to light a candle. Lechvod Rebbe Milubavitch. He was a very big tzaddik. He was born in Ukraine. He became the Admor of Chabad in 1951. And he was somebody that cared about every single Jew, even the one that they are very, very far in the world. In certain corners, there is nothing about Torah and mitzvot. He made sure that there will be somebody over there to teach them Torah and teach them the mitzvot. So tonight starts his yortzeit. He's a big chacham, a big person that did a lot of impact on the world. So therefore, we have to pay respect and also pray in his zechut. This is the day of the Rebbe Milubavitch starts tomorrow. The halakha that we learned yesterday night, very interesting halakha. What happens to a person? We're speaking about the ladle at a palovnik, the matzeket, that you're taking water out of the soup, or taking water or liquid out of the soup. There was one time a situation, a person put pot on top of the fire. Now on Shabbat, he wants to make chai. He doesn't have samavar. He has a pot of water. He wants to take chai. How does he make chai? He says he takes the water with the ladle, with the matzeket. Now he wants to pour directly on the cup that has chai inside. The cup that was not on the fire, it's called kli sheni. The pot that was on the fire, on the plata, it's called kli rishon. The second cup that was not on top of the fire, it's called kli sheni. By halakha, a person is allowed to make chai, put the water from the kli rishon, put it inside kli sheni, and then put inside the chai. It doesn't have to make kli shlishi, kli revi'i. This Ashkenazim like to be mahmir. But Rav Ovadia Yosef says, even in kli sheni, a person is allowed to take the water from kli rishon, put it inside a cup which is empty, and then put the chai inside. The question is, what if a person wants to take it from not samavar, not from the kettle, from the meham, rather he wants to do it from palovnik. Let's say the faucet of the samavar broke, or he has a pot of water. He wants to take with a ladle, the matzeket, he wants to pour on top of the cup, on top of the chai. What we learned yesterday? What's the status of the matzeket? Is it kli rishon or is it kli sheni? It came out from kli rishon. It came out from hot water from the pot. What's the status of it? Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, there is a mahloket about this. The Taz says the matzeket is kli rishon. But many Rishonim, many Acharonim disagree with the Taz, and they say, no, the matzeket, because it was not on the fire, it's kli sheni. Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, what are we going to do? Can a person pour from this matzeket, from this ladle, directly on the chai? Or it's considered to be as he pouring from kli rishon directly on the chai, on the tea? What's the halakha in this case? Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, we have a double doubt, safek sfeka, to allow the person to pour from this matzeket on top of another thing. Why we have a double doubt? He says, do you know, when you pour something from kli rishon, from something that is on the fire, does it cook it 100% or no? It's machloket. The Rabbeinu Tam says, when you pour something from kli rishon, it cooks. But Rashbam, his brother, says, no, kli rishon cooks. Pouring from kli rishon does not cook. How do we going to go? Shulchan Aruch says, pouring from samavar, from the meham, cooks a little bit. Kede klipa. Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, but this is only from the samavar. Samavar was on the fire, had the elements of heat over there. So it's considered to be kli rishon. But by the matzeket, the kafgir, the palovnik, this one, the ladle, it could be kli sheni. So since it could be kli sheni, we can make a safek sfeka. Maybe matzeket is kli sheni to begin with. And even if you're going to say matzeket has the status of keli rishon because you took it from the pot that was on the fire, pouring from keli rishon, it's machloket if it cooks. Rashbam says it doesn't cook. So therefore says Rav Ovadia Yosef, a person goes to relatives, unich samavar nietu, what should you do? You want to make chai right now. You take it to the palovnik, you're allowed to pour directly on this. Why? Because you have right now two reasons to be lenient pouring it on it. Maybe the matzeket is kli sheni to begin with, and even if you're going to say that matzeket is kli rishon, maybe pouring from kli rishon does not cook. So if a person wants to do chai in such a way, he's allowed to do, because we have a safek sefeka. Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, but safek sefeka, is it something you're allowed to do to begin with, lechatchila? He says safek sefeka, when it's a doubt in reality, we're not allowed to do lechatchila. But whenever it's a machloket, it's a doubt because of machloket poskim, you're allowed to do this even lechatchila. So therefore, next time, whenever you go to relatives, that the pot is of water, samavar is not working, cannot pour from the samavar, halacha says you take it with a ladle. The ladle has a question if it's kli rishon kli sheni. You're allowed to pour directly on your chai and make your chai and enjoy it on Shabbat.